All right, all right, all right, all right. We here, back with another Sabbath. All praises. Shalom, everybody. All praises. Shalom, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great Sabbath. Shalom to my good brother Imad in the building. My good brother is on the Y in the building. We got BOW Dallas in the building. Shalom Shaquat. Good brother Antonio in San Diego. BOW San Diego. Shalom King. All praises. Brother Connor Yacht. Got brother Roland in the building. Sister Justice. Shalom. Shalom. It's Children for the Lord. Is that my boy? Oh, that's you. Okay, okay. Shalom Parah, baby girl, my beautiful daughter Parah. PP Lovely. Praises. We're gonna wait a couple more seconds, get a couple people in here. Sister Aaliyah, Shalom, happy Sabbath. Sabbath. Did you get a water out? You good? Yeah. Okay. All praises. Sister Shamar, Shalom. Shalom, everybody. Brother Reginald. My beautiful wife, Raya. Shalom. Raya, all praises. Wife, Raya, in the building. All praises to everybody. We're going to wait a little second. I've been like holding off dealing with this topic. Well, really, I'm not gonna lie. I've been keeping it together because I've been wanting to crash out on Facebook, but I'm not gonna crash out tonight. I'm gonna try not to crash out tonight. We're not crashing out tonight, but we're gonna watch some videos tonight. We're gonna get into the Karmelo Anthony trial. Put sevens in the chat if you heard about the Karmelo Anthony trial. Put sevens in the chat. Put sevens in the chat if you know about the Karmelo Anthony trial. Okay, tonight's class is Karmelo Anthony's trial proves the Hebrew Israelites right. Okay. 7-7, all praises. This proves the Hebrew Israelites right in a couple of different ways. And we're going to watch a couple of videos tonight. This proves us right in a couple of ways. A couple of different angles you can kind of look at this case. So, we're going to get into it. We're going to break it all the way down. These things that happen to us in this place that we live in now, they happen to us for the Most High trying to chastise us and wake us up. Okay, so everybody should know about the case. But if you don't, I'm going to read a couple of facts about the case so that if you don't know about the case, you will know about it by the end of the night. It's not gonna be an echo chamber of what you've probably already heard, but we are gonna touch on the case just a little bit, just to give a background of what's going on. All right. Yeah, this case is very sad, very sad. I think the saddest thing to me though, it's not my enemy. My enemy, I already know what to expect from him. I knew from the start that this case, I knew they were gonna railroad the young brother. I already knew that. We're gonna point out some hypocrisy in the case. I'm gonna give some wisdom to my brothers and sisters tonight. But I think the saddest thing about what this case shows for me is the self-hatred that Black people have for their people. The self-hatred that so-called Black people have for their people is sickening. I think that, because I know there's coons, there's house niggas. But I took a trip on the other side of the internet. There's different sides of the internet. You got your leftist side, and then you got your right wing side. So today I decided let me take a trip over to the right wing side. And when I tell you guys the amount of buffoonery of black people in America, it's like, it's worse than Jesse Lee Peterson. That's how bad it is, bro.
That's crazy.
The amount of self-hatred amongst our people is damn near, I gotta be honest, worse than Jesse Lee Peterson on the buffoonery. It's getting bad. I mean, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get some videos, but we're also gonna show that the only way up out of here, because one thing that also made me sad was this also shows the lack of like leadership, us as a black and brown community, the lack of leadership, because instead of organizing ourselves together, we're lashing out in emotion. And I want to tell my people, emotion is not, don't lash out in emotion, and because we give them the ammo to paint us as monkeys and say, look at them, they're chimping out. Us lashing out in emotion, like when you watch the verdict and you see outside of the courtroom and you see our people lashing out and they're angry, as they have the right to be angry. What happens is it makes us look, it makes us prove their point that we're uncivilized. But the reason why we lash out like that, you got sisters out there lashing out. We matter of fact, let me pull up a video. Okay. Let me pull up one video that I did not have pulled up. Fair use. All right. Fair use. Let's see. Where's that one? I want to show that. You got so many different people. It was like a spectacle. Let me see. We're getting angry at one another. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one right here. All right, let's play this real quick. Fair use. Fair use. So this is for educational purposes only. So this is directly after. Let me see if I shared my audio. I didn't. Okay, let me see. Let me share my audio. All right. So let's go ahead and play a little bit of this. Fair use. This is for educational purposes only.
Out here. Hey.
So we got a house nigga right here. And then we have our people that are emotional because of all of the things that we go through in this country. And, we're lashing out. Now, this is a prime example of us not having any leadership, right? Because if we had one solidary leadership, we would know how to move. It was one scene in the Malcolm X movie where they were standing outside of a police station because one of their brothers had got arrested. And then Malcolm X had said something, which was played by Denzel. He said, when the cops was asking him to leave, he said, the brothers at the Fruit of Islam are disciplined men. We haven't broken any laws. And you can see behind him, They were all standing there, uniform, wasn't moving, wasn't making noise. And they were all stoic, and they were under the direction of one man, which was Malcolm X. And the thing that stood out was they were orderly. Our people, what this trial shows is it shows that our people have a lack of leadership. We lack leadership. And that's all scriptural. We're going to get the scriptures on it. And again, this same clip, it also shows the self-hatred that we have to one another. You don't bring a knife to attract meat. You know, even Israelites. I'm going to be honest today. Even Israelites. You don't bring, what are you guys mad at? He brought a knife to attract meat. I'm going to show you today. I'm going to show you why I'm upset. Okay? I'm going to show you why I'm upset. Do I believe that, am I against any type of punishment for, you know, him stabbing the kid that he stabbed or what have you? I think it's Mitcliffe or whatever his name is, however you say his name. But am I against, you know, some type of punishment being handed down? No, I'm not against that. But first degree murder, absolutely not. 35 years, absolutely not. Definitely not. And where we have similar cases like this with the opposite shoe on the foot with Caucasian males that even got a sentence lesser than manslaughter. We're gonna get into that. So, you know, and I just want to say this: I'm gonna always ride for my brothers and sisters, no matter what, right, wrong, indifferent. You know, we'll handle each other on the back end, but I'm always gonna ride with my brothers. I'm like Moses. You know, when Moses seen the Egyptian man smiting the Hebrew, he killed that Hebrew. So, but I'm gonna play a little bit more of this clip. This right here just shows that we lack guidance and we lack a leadership. I think it was so many different groups out there standing out there. You know, we don't have, right now we're splintered. And one thing that every other country, every other race of people have, they have one central leader figure, right? We don't have that. We're kind of left all over the place. We don't have anybody to direct us. So this is why we lash out in the anger, which the anger is because of the pain that we faced in this country. So let's just watch a little bit more of this. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
Y'all don't care when you the he murdered that kid. Hey, like you can't do stuff and then push yeah, take your ass home. He assaulted that man. I was saying he assaulted.
See, it's all emotion. It's no guidance. It's no order. It's all emotion. Our people are angry, and rightfully so. And what happens is people take clips like this and they clip it and they say, look at these black people chimping out. Look at these uncivilized, unruly black people, right? And they don't respect it. And they don't respect us because we're not really a threat. We're more of a threat when we're unified. And it's one thing that I can agree with this trial. And we're going to touch on the trial just a little bit. But one thing that this trial has showed me, you know, is not only just how much we hate each other, as we're going to see in some of the clips I'm going to play, but it also shows me that these curses are in full effect, right? Full blown effect, right? So let's watch this one. Look at this one.
The jury in the trial of a former high
Fair use.
school track athlete accused of fatally stabbing a rival during a meet in Texas has returned a guilty verdict. Carmelo Anthony was convicted of murdering fellow athlete Austin Metcalf in April of last year. The sentencing process is underway now as violence occurs outside the courtroom. Correspondent Brooke Taylor reports she's in McKinney, Texas tonight. Good evening, Brooke.
Hi, John. It took jurors just 3 hours for this verdict and to find Carmelo Anthony guilty of murder. There's no cameras inside the courtroom, but we're told from reporters that he was crying and he was visibly shaken.
So yeah, so they giving a report, but I want to show y'all this one. This is how they show us on the news.
And have children. And meanwhile, outside the courthouse, emotions were running high too. A crowd of more than 100, mostly Anthony supporters, gathered after the verdict, and at least one fight broke out. Security has been tight throughout the day. More than 2 dozen deputies.
Clip when the dude was dancing around. I gotta find it. Where the dude was dancing around, saying "You not gonna do nothing." We'll get it, but it's just it's clashes outside, right? We're fighting each other. We fighting the Edomites. We trying to get everybody. It's videos of our people saying we're gonna shoot up Esau and all of that. Shooting up Esau is not gonna fix anything. All right, I'm gonna just tell y'all right now. Shooting up Esau is not gonna do anything. Okay, you know, getting together and finding the random. I don't know if y'all seen that video on Facebook. Finding random Edomites to hit and sock on. That's not gonna do anything. That's not going to do anything. What's going to do something is us organizing ourselves under these laws, statutes, and commandments. We're a lawless people. We are a lawless people. Before we get more videos, let's go to Isaiah 1 and 3 real quick. And then we're going to read just a couple of little key facts about the trial. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 3. Read that when you got it.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 3.
Read.
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider.
Now this is interesting because it says the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. Meaning an ox and an ass know who they belong to. An ox and an ass, aka an ass, which is a donkey, these are considered like dumb animals, right? You know, and dumb in a sense, like to where, like, you know, these are not considered highly intelligent animals. So when it says that these dumb animals even know who their master is, it's comparing us to these animals and saying we don't know who our master is. And since we don't know who our master is, we're going to keep going through these same things, right? So I'm going to read a little bit about this case. It says Carmelo Anthony, if you guys don't know, he was convicted of murdering a 17-year-old Austin Metcalf, all right, at a high school track meet. Okay, he was sentenced to 35 years in prison. His defense tried to argue self-defense, and then they tried to go for manslaughter, but he was convicted of first-degree murder. If you guys don't know, first-degree murder is basically them saying he went to that track meet with the intent to kill. Okay, manslaughter is you did it on accident. So let's say if I get drunk and I get in a car and I'm driving reckless and I kill somebody on accident, I still got to be held accountable for that murder or that death, but they'll rule it a manslaughter, meaning I didn't have the intent to kill. First degree murder is I had the intent, it's premeditated, right? Premeditated murder, and I had the intent to want to kill. So they convicted Carmelo Anthony of first degree murder, which is the intent. Meaning I went to that track meet and I intently provoked and wanted to kill Austin Metcalf, right? So that's what they convicted him of. Now, this is hypocrisy to me. So we got a couple of things that we're going to compare and contrast, right? The first thing I want to do is, let's go to this video right here. So this is a video, right? Fair use, fair use, fair use. This is from a sister called I'm Not a Lawyer, But, and I like her breakdown of this. Now, there was a similar in Texas, in the same area, in Texas, in the same state. there was a similar situation that happened, except it was with a white boy. Now, I've seen this circulating online, and I wanted to look into it because I'm like, well, wait, hold on. I got to see this. Is this real? You know, is what we're about to hear real? And it actually is real, right? This particular Caucasian male stabbed somebody at school, but he stabbed a person 4 different times. 4 times. And as we get the details, it was way more premeditated, and he only got 10 years, right? This is why I'm upset. So for all you Hebrew Israelites and all you coons we should have brought a knife to a track meet. Well, guess what? This white boy he never brought a knife to a school either. But yet you see, by and large, our people are always convicted on these crazy lengths of time. The judicial system has not done our people right since we've been here. We're going to get a little bit of history on that too. But let's watch these 2 cases and let's look at the similarities of these 2 cases. So let's watch a little bit of this. Again, fair use. This is for educational purposes only. Let's watch this.
A lot of people have been commenting and DMing me this picture, which compares the verdict and sentence for Karmelo Anthony versus the verdict and sentencing for another man whose name is Kason Allison. And I'm not a lawyer, but I decided to do a little digging to see what the actual similarities and what the actual differences are between these 2 cases.
So Kason Allison and Karmelo Anthony. Let's go.
So let me tell y'all what I found. So first, let me fill you in on Kason's actual case. So back on May 3rd, 2022, Kason Allison, who was 18 at the time, was a senior at Belton High School in Texas. It was a Tuesday morning, and around 9:47 a.m., him and another friend of his walk into the boys' bathroom at the school, and by the time Kason left, he had stabbed his 17-year-old classmate, Joe Ramirez. Now, context as to what led up to the stabbing is that prom was 4 days earlier. And while the 2 of them were at a prom after party, they got into it because Joe felt like Kason was being aggressive toward the prom date of one of Joe's friends. So they have this verbal altercation, and Kason claims that Joe pulled a gun on him during this altercation. But it's worth noting that a friend testified at the trial that it wasn't Joe, it was someone else.
A friend of Allison shared today that he saw someone pull a gun on Allison at the prom after party, but it was not Ramirez.
So the 2 of them have this argument, and afterward, a Snapchat group message is created where Kason suggests that the 2 of them should fight at a park. Joe apparently says he's not really down for the park, so the 2 of them plan to fight at the school, but they never lock down a time and a place. Now, before the day of the fight, multiple of Joe's friends testified that he told them he planned to seriously injure Joe.
Now, let's. I love how she lays it out with no emotion attached. She just lays out the facts. So we got a white male, a thug, might I add, picks a fight because he's hitting on or messing with somebody else's prom date. He's supposed to fight the guy Joe. They supposed to set up this fight. They have text messages of him saying, "I'm going to seriously hurt this dude." Does that sound premeditated?
Yes.
Does that sound premeditated? If I get into an altercation with Tazana Y, and then I tell like Ma, "Hey bro, when we go fight, I'm a hurt dude. I got something for him." Does that sound premeditated? This is in Texas. Now this is in Texas. But I hate and I can't stand it. But these things must happen to show that we are the children of Israel and that the Bible speaks of. These type of blatant, cold-blooded instances have to be shown so that the Most High can wake our people up. So the white thug, he's like, "Hey, when I link up, I got something for Joe," okay?
Another close friend of Allison returned to the stand today discussing text messages between the 2 of them, and those texts contained things like Allison saying, "Bro, bring me a gun." Quote, he wanted Joe on life support and wanted to stomp his...
He wanted Joe on life support. He was telling his homie, Go get me a gun, Iman. I want bro on life support.
That's a crazy statement. Wow.
I want him dead. Guys, this is in Texas. This is in Texas. He want bro dead. He want to stump his head in. Somebody bring me a gun.
Head in.
And then when detectives pulled Kaysen's Snapchat messages, they heard a voice recording of him telling someone, quote, "We finna catch them tomorrow. And I'm going to send him to the hospital."
We gonna catch him tomorrow. And I'm gonna send him to the hospital. This is in Texas.
But he only get 10 years?
Oh yeah, we gonna see. This is in Texas. This is why I'm upset. This is why I'm upset. This is why. Give me Ecclesiastes 7:7 real quick. This is why I'm upset. I'm upset at the hypocrisy. If you're going to give Karmelo Anthony 35 years, cool. You gave him 35 years. But you better give everybody else 35 years for the same crime. That means justice is not really justice, because white thugs like this, they get off all the time. We're gonna get a lot tonight. Right? Read that for me.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. I am upset. I am upset because oppression makes a wise man mad. I am upset. I hate seeing, even though I understand the reason why we're being oppressed. I get that. I understand it. I understand it. I know why. I know it's because we left the will of the Heavenly Father. I understand it, but it still makes me upset. Okay? Let's watch a little bit more of this.
Detectives pulled Kaysen's Snapchat messages. They heard a voice recording of him telling someone, quote, "We finna catch them tomorrow. And I'm going to send him to the hospital." So that all happens in between prom and Tuesday, May 3rd. And then on Tuesday, the school day starts. And after first period, Joe and 4 of his friends go to the boys' bathroom because that is apparently something they did every day. But this time, shortly after they go to the bathroom, the school cameras catch Kaysen and a friend of his also walking into that same bathroom. Now, according to the testimony from the trial, this meetup was not planned, and Joe was actually surprised to see Kaysen in the bathroom. Multiple witnesses who were also in the bathroom at that time testified that Kaysen did not want to fight at school. He emphasized they were close to graduation and he did not want to risk that, but Joe apparently wanted to fight. In a recorded interview with detectives, Kaysen says that once the boys started taking off their backpack, he took out a knife that he had brought to school with him and
there wasn't even the first punch thrown yet. He already about to take out the knife.
said, quote, "Don't touch me or I'll stab you." At this point, a student that was also in the bathroom takes out his phone and begins recording the altercation. And on that video, he captures Joe swing on Kaysen, Kaysen lunge and stab Joe. Then there's a scream and the video cuts. Now, following this incident, Kaysen is caught on the cameras running out of the bathroom. He ends up making it all the way to his house. But because multiple students were witnesses, they were able to tell police and officials that Kaysen...
Then he runs away. Stab the young boy up, and then he runs away. Okay? This is all important when you when you on trial.
was the one who did this. So law enforcement arrives at Kaysen's house within the hour, and they find him in his bathroom on the phone telling someone he, quote, "did something at school," and asking them to take him to Waco, Texas, another city. Police search Kaysen's house and they find the knife that he used. And although Kaysen told them he only stabbed Joe one time, the medical examiner testified on the stand that Joe was actually stabbed 4 times.
We learned there was one large stab wound across Ramirez's chest, which caused multiple injuries to both the heart itself and the left lung, as well as 2 stab wounds on his buttocks and a wound on his upper back and left forearm.
So following this, Kaysen was charged with murder. But during the trial, the jurors were given the option to convict him of murder, manslaughter, or criminally negligent homicide. And his jury chose criminally negligent homicide, which in layman's terms means you've committed some kind of negligent act that you didn't realize.
Wait. You can't make this up. This is in Texas. The place where they charge criminals and thugs like Karmelo Anthony. If you break the law, Texas is going to hold you to the highest extent of the law. But this white boy had a premeditated thought pattern of harming another student, and they only charge him with criminally neglect, which is a lesser degree than manslaughter. That's a lesser degree. Do you understand? Do you understand?
And he lied about how many times he stabbed him.
And he lied. He ran from the scene, tried to flee from where he was at to another place.
Right.
So then you got murder. This is first degree, right? The person's conscience objective or desire was to cause the result. So I wanted to murder you. The person was aware their conduct was reasonably certain to cause the result, right? Reckless, meaning it was an unconsciously thing, which is manslaughter, which I explained. And this is, I was unaware of the risk of him dying.
How? How are you unaware?
I was unaware. That's like, let's say if I got some hazardous material in a water bottle, and Imad comes and he drinks the hazardous material. That could be like criminal negligence, because I didn't know, but it was you came and wasn't made aware. Negligence. That's the point, yeah. So Imad is saying, how is it negligence when you was requesting a firearm? You literally said, I'm going to send him to a hospital. Right? But look, it gets worse. Let's keep going.
Would end up killing somebody. And so for this conviction, Kaysen was sentenced, you've committed some kind of negligent homicide. And his jury chose criminally negligent homicide, which in layman's terms means you've committed some kind of negligent act that you didn't realize would end up killing somebody. And so for this conviction, Kaysen was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Now, for the sake of full context, there was some testimony that Joe and his friends were known to get in fights and apparently known to jump people. Okay, so that's the background. Now let's do a quick run through of some of the similarities and some of the differences.
So with that being said, he was only charged. This is Texas. This white thug right here, this thug has all the patterns of thuggish behavior. Hey, check this out. Just because he blonde hair and green eyes, he got all the patterns of a thug. He talking to somebody girl. He talking to somebody girl. Talking about, hey, we about to fight. I want to get down with you. Hey, somebody give me a gun. So wait, why is it that only when you look at Anton Daniels and all these coon dudes talk about, Anton, he get on my nerves. Oh, black, they shouldn't raise your babies to be thugs. But then we don't talk about the white thugs, though. We don't talk about the white thugs that ask for guns and bring knives to school. right? This is why I'm upset. You're going to judge, be a righteous judge. But see, we know Esau is not a right. We know that this is not our rest. This is just serving as an example of why we need to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. Now, let's watch a little bit more of this.
First up, there's a background. Now let's do a quick run through of some of the similarities and some of the differences. First up, there's a clear difference in the history each of these defendants and their victims had with each other. Kason and Joe obviously went to school together and had some hostility with each other, even if only for 4 days. Karmelo and Austin Metcalf, on the other hand, had no history. They didn't go to school together and they did not know each other before that day. Next, let's talk about the planning aspect. So it's clear from the Snapchat messages that Kason and Joe were planning to fight. In fact, according to what was presented, Kason was the one who first suggested.
So if they're planning to fight, wouldn't that suggest that this incident was premeditated?
Yes.
Y'all let me know in the chat. Wouldn't this let us know that this was premeditated if they were planning to fight? But you know, the difference is this. A Israelite, a so-called black man, killed a white man. He get 35 years. A white boy kill a so-called Mexican man. He only get 10 years. What does that say about the two minorities? Your lives don't matter. Hey, the two minorities, the Mexican man and the black man, your life don't matter. It don't matter. Hey, look, black boy, you kill a white man, you getting 35 years. White boy, you kill a Mexican or black, but you, in this case, you kill a Mexican man, we're gonna give you 10 years. You get out 5 years with good behavior. You'll be eligible for parole in 5 years. I am not going to turn my eye and not bring up the injustices of America. I want my people to understand this is not your rest. Yes, you can walk around. Yes, you could go to work. Yes, you can buy food. Yes, you could buy drink. Yes, you could go to the park. But systematically, you are not or don't have the same rights as these Caucasian Neanderthals. And that's just the facts. And I am not happy just because, for you coons out there, which we're going to watch a couple videos of our people that sellouts, just because you got money, and I'm not happy because I got money or because I got a good job or whatever the case may be. That doesn't, I'm still sad when my people are taken advantage of, just like Moses was in Egypt. He had everything. He was the prince of Egypt. He was of high status in Egypt. But when he seen his people getting trodden down and beat down, that hurt him to the core, to where he put somebody to death that was an Egyptian. He risked his livelihood, his comfortability. Some of you house niggas today would be looking at Moses and saying he was stupid today. But Moses didn't care about his status in Egypt. He seen the mistreatment of his people and it affected him. And I love my people, and it affects me when we're mistreated. It affects me when we're mistreated. I'm not a selfish nigga. We're gonna be real today. When my people hurt, I hurt. All you coons out there, you know, even some Israelites, man, I'm gonna be honest. Even some Israelites, well, what do you expect? He took a knife to it. Shut up. I'm looking at the broader scheme of things. Would I have want my son to take a knife to a track meet? No, not at all. Not at all. Do I wish that he could have did something better? Do I wish that he could have took the hands? Yeah, absolutely. I wish Karmelo Anthony would have just punched him in the nose and broke his nose. You know, word to the wise. I'm a small guy too. When a big guy approach you, you hit him hard and fast in the button. They call it the button. It's that nose. He probably would have still been charged with assault. He still would have been charged with assault. Because they gon', you know that, I'm leaving here with something. Yeah, Esau gonna give you something, but at least the young boy didn't die. and they didn't steamroll you in the prison system. So yes, I would rather you know your enemy, teach your kids, stay away from your enemy. But unfortunately, that's not what happened. And this case shows you that it is racial. Why? Because somebody could do the same thing and only get 10 years, 5 years with good behavior. And the striking difference is skin tone. And it is what it is. Two minorities. One minority got killed, white boy get a slap on the wrist. One white boy get killed, black boy get thrown under the jail. Understand? So let's watch it. Let's finish this off.
Clear from the Snapchats, Karmelo and Austin Metcalf, on the other hand, had no history. They didn't go to school together, and they did not know each other before that day. Next, let's talk about the planning aspect. So it's clear from the Snapchat messages that Kaysen and Joe were planning to fight. In fact, according to what was presented, Kaysen was the one who first suggested a location for the two of them to fight. And he communicated to multiple people that he planned on seriously injuring Joe through this fight. As far as planning on Karmelo's hand, there was no evidence presented in his trial that there were any communications or planning involved indicating that he was looking for this fight. Now, they both did have knives on them on the day of the incident that they brought to school grounds, but based on the evidence that was presented, Kaysen communicated his intention on using that knife, and there was no evidence presented that showed Karmelo communicated his intent with the knife. Okay, next, let's talk about the threat or warning that both of the defendants gave to their victims. Kaysen told detectives in his recorded interview that he told Joe prior to stabbing him, quote, "Don't touch me or I'm going to stab you." And that has a lot of similarity to what Karmelo told Austin before he stabbed him, which was, quote, "Touch me and see what happens." Okay, now let's talk about level of force. In Kaysen's case, there was video evidence that showed Joe punched him. And during the trial, there was testimony that that punch resulted in Kaysen having a closed head injury. And there was also claim from people on the witness stand that when they were all in the bathroom, Joe and his friends locked the bathroom door to prevent Kaysen and his friend from leaving. But that claim was never proven. It was just something somebody said on the stand. Now, in Karmelo's case, on the other hand, there was never any consistent testimony about how hard Austin touched Karmelo before Karmelo stabbed him. Someone said it was a push. Someone said it was a two-handed push. Other people said it was a shove. And one person even said it was a lineman move. So the one thing that is for certain is that it wasn't a punch. But the one thing that's similar between the two cases is that the victims in both cases committed the first assault or unlawful touch. Next, let's talk about what happened after the stabbings. So in Kaysen's case, he left the school premises, went to his house, and officers caught him on the phone trying to get a ride out of the city. Karmelo, on the other hand, did leave the tent where this incident happened, but he was stopped by a coach where he remained on scene until police came. Okay, and now the last comparison I've noted has to do with the verdict. So in both cases, jurors had the option to convict the defendants of murder or manslaughter. But in Kaysen's case, they were also given the option of this criminal negligent homicide. Karmelo's attorney did ask the judge for this option, but the prosecutors argued that that should not be an option for the jury because there isn't, quote, any evidence in the record that the defendant was unaware that his actions could lead to death. And
Who don't know you could kill somebody? So you telling me the white boy didn't know he could kill somebody with a knife?
That's crazy. Stabbed him 4 times, bro.
Stabbed him 4 times. This is what we're upset about. And America has a history in the judicial system of wronging our people like this. Same state, Texas. The only difference between these two cases is one was premeditated and one wasn't. And the one that was premeditated got a slap on the wrist. And the one that was not premeditated got charged with first-degree murder. So yes, we're upset. Absolutely.
after hearing that argument, the judge sided with the prosecutor, and so this option was not given as a lesser included charge to the jury. So, Since both of these cases happened in Texas, the defendants were given the option to have the judge issue their sentence or the jury issue their sentence. In Kayson's case, he chose the judge, who ended up sentencing him to the maximum allowed for criminal negligent homicide, which is 10 years. Karmelo, on the other hand, chose the jury to issue his sentence, and they sentenced him to 35 years, where the max was 99. Okay, so that's my comparative analysis, and I'm curious what you think about the similarities and the differences between these two cases. So do you feel like it's a fair comparison or not?
Donald Trump and his administration have.
This is crazy. So this is why we're upset. We're mad because we have our enemies right now. Let's let's get this real quick. Go to Psalms 94 and 20. Get the book of Psalms, chapter 94 and 20. Let me get there. Okay, go ahead, read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?
You see that? We live in America right now. This is the throne of iniquity. Why is America the throne of iniquity? Because America is the home of all type of wicked, sinful, degenerate behavior. This is the throne of iniquity. This is the house of iniquity. America is where iniquity flows out through the world. Okay? All type of pornographic films, drugs, hypersexualization, all of that is found in this place. OnlyFans. So the Bible says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee? This is the throne of iniquity. Let's look at that word iniquity.
Strong's H, 1942. Hava.
Let's look at the Strong's definition. Calamity, iniquity, mischief. All right. Mischievous, naughtiness, naughty, noisome, perverse, very wickedness, perverse thing, substance, very wickedness. America's the throne of iniquity. This is the most wicked place on the face of the planet. It doesn't matter if they let you. This is the place of freedom. It's also the place of degenerate behavior. It's also the place where you can make an OnlyFans. It's also a place where you can sleep with another man's wife and all of these things that we do in this place. So the Bible says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law. What's mischief? Let's look at that word mischief. By a law.
Strong's H, 5999. Amal.
Look at what it says. Labor. Let's look at the KJV translates Strong's. H5999. All right. Labor, mischief, misery, travail, trouble, sorrow, grievousness, iniquity, miserable. Has the law in America been used to make so-called Black, Latino people and Native Americans of indigenous descent miserable? Has the law in America been used against us in a painful way, in a travail way? So they use the law to create forms of oppression, which you can call it systematic oppression. We call it the throne of iniquity, which frameth mischief by a law. Look at this. Perverseness, which is unnatural sexual acts. Does the law do that in America? Allow two men to adopt a child? Wickedness. Trouble, mischief. Look at this. Wearing effort, hence worry, whether of body or mind. Grievance, iniquity, labor, mischief, miserable, misery, painful, perverseness, sorrow. Karmelo Anthony and his family have sorrow right now. Trayvon Martin and his family still probably have sorrow right now because George Zimmerman was allowed to get off in self-defense when he was following Trayvon. But George Zimmerman was able to get off. Meanwhile, and I've heard conflicting stories, I don't know how true any of this is, videos and not videos of the Karmelo Anthony case, that he was getting jumped. Some people say that's a lie, some people say it's fact. The point is, surely George Zimmerman should have went to jail. Surely, I think he was acquitted, wasn't he? He didn't even go to jail. He wasn't even convicted. Somebody can say, well, that's a different state. But we have the story we just brought up, where in the same state, a young white male, a thug, can stab another student 4 times, kill him, and only get a slap on the wrist. So it says, which frame is mischief by a law. The laws in America were framed to be mischief, meaning misery, sorrow, wickedness for God's chosen people. All right? And this is what the Bible says. This is literally the Bible. You got to tell me who this is. Right? So that's why we're upset. Now let's get some more real quick. Now watch this. So I like this young man right here. My daughter, she might be in the chat. Antonio Talks. Me and my daughter like watching this young cat. Shout out to this brother putting in work. Let me show you guys what white people are allowed to do to black people in America. Let me show you guys what white people are allowed to do to black people in America, and no criminal charges follow. So let's go here real quick. I'm not going to play the whole video. Let's start right here. Fair use, fair use. Watch this, fam.
Never show. I tell you guys all the time, if you control the media, you control the narrative. Once again, shout out to I Expose Races, and you know what? He will always post the stories that these folks don't want you to see. This is crazy though, right? In short, I'm gonna summarize this. A family was at like a cookout, and this white man right here came through and shot it up. Literally, like this was a hate crime. Oh, did y'all hear that? He said, if you in, y'all heard that shit? I'm gonna blurp out the N-word, but listen when he say fuck you.
Joining us at 5 o'clock, I'm Greg Lloyd.
And I'm Carla Heath Sands.
Now, that shooting happened Sunday evening on Autumn Leaf Drive in Leesburg. The Lee County Sheriff's Office says Jeffrey Tyler Kinzer shot at partygoers after a verbal altercation occurred. No one in the family was reportedly injured, and Kinzer was shot after a family member returned fire.
He was charged with aggravated assault. WAOB News 10's Mariah Norman sits down with a witness who says their family was racially targeted.
He was charged with aggravated assault? Why not attempted murder? Wait. So a white man goes to a random, unprovoked black person's house, which is having a family gathering, with the AR-15. He opens fire, and he's only charged with aggravated assault?
Not even with like a literally.
Thank you, Imad. Before he started firing, he started off with a racial. This is why we're mad. Because you frame mischief by a law. We hate this government because stories like this happen every day. We're painted to be the thugs. We're painted to be the evil ones. And rightfully so in some cases, family. We got to change the narrative. We're going to go into that too. But white people commit crimes, not only amongst themselves, but also towards us every day. and they get lesser sentences and lesser crimes. Open gun. Now imagine that. The Jewish people, they get more respect than that. If you shoot, watch this. If you just simply open fire at a synagogue, that's a hate crime. It don't have to be a Jew in there. It don't have to be a small hat in there. If it could be an empty building, if they catch you just firing a gun in the vicinity of the empty building, you will be damn near charged for a hate. Not damn near. You will be charged for a hate crime. You will be charged with a hate crime.
Was reportedly injured, and Kinzer was shot after a family member returned fire.
He was charged with aggravated assault. WAOB News 10's Mariah Norman sits down with a witness who says their family was racially targeted.
Yo, was this in South Carolina too? What the fuck is going on down here, dog?
This family says they were celebrating a birthday and spending time together before a man they identify as a neighbor pulled up and opened fire with an AR-style rifle. Witnesses say the family was gathered outside for a reunion Sunday night when a car drove by. A white man who witnesses say was Jeffrey Tyler Kinzer was inside the car yelling racial slurs at the group.
And he's talking junk and he started yelling the N-word. He kept going, so we let him go. And we were just discussing what just happened.
Look how peaceful black people are with white people. Y'all notice that? Now, had this been other, and this is all Bible, by the way, don't worry. For those that might not know, why is this happening to black people? Why is this happening to us? Why are we like this? What's going on? The answer can be found in the Bible. The answer can be found in the Bible. But respect to this brother right here, but respectfully, if another black person rolls down, this is the truth. If another black person rolls down on another black people having to get together, that car gonna get shot up, or they're going to chase it down the street. We have so much sympathy and so much love for other races when they do things to us. And that's a fact. And that's a fact. Watch this.
Side for a reunion Sunday night when a car drove by. A white man who witnesses say was Jeffrey Tyler Kinzer was inside the car yelling racial slurs at the group.
And he's talking junk and he started yelling the N-word. He kept going, so we let him go. And we were just discussing what just happened, why he tripping.
But Green says Kinzer came back, this time wearing armor and carrying a rifle.
Yo. Yeah. You telling my black folks,
and then that's when everybody started running. He got a gun. All the kids, they were making sure the kids get in the house. And people started taking positions because they seen he had a gun. And I was in the middle of the street. That's when he raised it and fired. Boom. And I grabbed my gun and started
shot back
fire and moving with him.
Green said,
and he hit nobody. And the brother right here took him down, man. Big shout out to him, dog. Big shout out to him.
He's a Marine veteran.
He
says he was willing to defend his family, including children and older adults who were present.
It was so hurtful. I cried all night. I'm laying outside on the ground through a shootout under a car with my other auntie, my other sister, who was 77, and I'm 62.
The investigation.
You had a 62-year-old and a 72-year-old. You had kids. Unprovoked, this white dude goes and he's only hit. What did they charge him with? Aggravated assault.
Well, this dude had armor on.
Not attempted murder. Not a hate crime. Let's look up let's get the details on aggravated assault.
He knew this is sad.
Huh?
The dude had armor on and everything. He had intent to kill. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon is a severe violent crime defined as an unlawful attack or attempt to cause serious bodily injury to another person committed using a firearm or an object capable of producing death or great bodily harm. So yeah, attempted murder is a crime of taking a deliberate, substantial step toward killing another person with a specific intent to cause their death. I think this is more aligned. Yeah, but failing to complete the act. I think this is more aligned. I think we should go with attempted murder. Don't y'all agree? I don't think we should go with aggravated assault. I think it should be attempted murder, right? But failing to complete the act. It is a highly serious felony that is persecuted based on the perpetrator's actions and state of mind rather than the victim's, resulting in injury. He was trying to kill these people. He was trying to kill these people. Or am I tripping?
Like Ahmad said, he was expecting to get shot. That's why he put on the armor and
Right.
everything, had an AR.
Now, let's look at this one. Y'all remember this one? Remember Cal? What? Rittenhouse? Remember the young kid that went to the Black Lives Matter? The Black Lives Matter protest with an AR-15? Y'all remember that? All right. The incident describes a 17. Let's read. Let's go. Let's read a little bit. The incident describes a 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse who traveled to Kenosha, or Kenosha, I believe. I don't know. Kenosha, Wisconsin, on August 25th, 2020, during protests following the police shooting of Jacob Blake, armed with an AR-15 style rifle. He shot 3 demonstrators, killing 2 and injuring a 3rd. He claimed self-defense. Wisconsin jury found Rittenhouse not guilty of all charges on November 19th, 2021, after he claimed he acted in self-defense. Now, hold on. Now, I gotta put this out there for my black people out there that are house niggas. Do y'all cover stories like this? I want to see if Anton Dotson, I think that's his name, and all you house niggas, are y'all gonna cover the white man that just shot up a black family's house? Are y'all gonna cover that? Because you always seem, these house niggas, we're gonna get on them too, because the Bible talks about them too. They always seem to cover when black people do something. Y'all notice that? They always seem to cover when black people do something. All the time. Do they? I want to know if they're going to cover this white man going to a black family reunion and shooting a black family's house with women, children, and older women in the house. I want to know. We always got to be scrutinized. But this dude, he got off on self-defense. And he drove to the protest with an AR. Do you think that'll be intent to kill? I would think so. If you're going to a Black Lives Matter protest, which is known to be kind of rowdy, and you're going with the AR-15, which would indicate to me that you have some type of recollection that you are going to get hurt or hurt somebody. You open fire, you kill two people, not one, two people, and they let you off on self-defense. Huh? I didn't look too much detailed on why they declared it self-defense. But the point is, that's clearly not self-defense. Self-defense is if you went there to provoke people. They said that Karmelo Anthony provoked himself to get pushed because he sat under somebody's tent. But yet this dude didn't provoke himself getting attacked when he went to a protest of all black people with the AR-15. So Karmelo Anthony was provoking his own demise or to get pushed because he simply sat under a tent to get out of the rain and knew somebody, might I add, that told him to come sit down over there. He's the aggressor, but this dude right here that drove from another state to another state with an AR-15 killed two people. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. That's a great precept. Psalms 12 and 8. Let's read that. That's a great precept. Let's read that real quick. Psalms chapter 12, verse 8.
The book of Psalms, chapter 12, verse 8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted.
When the violent men are exalted. See? Let's get wisdom real quick. Go to wisdom of Solomon and read 3 and 10. Look at this, y'all. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 10.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 10. But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations.
Let me see. Is it 3 and let me see. Actually 2 and 10. Yeah, 2 and 10. Let's read that.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 10.
Read.
Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age.
Did that white man that went to that house, did he reverence the ancient gray hair? Did he ask himself, what about the babies that might be in that house? Did he ask himself, what about the older women that might be in that house that got to duck for cover with AR-15 ammunition coming at them? No, he didn't have to do it. They said, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age, because a white man don't have no remorse. But see, the media perpetrates him as being a righteous, upstanding individual, but deep down, he's a beast. So-called black people, Latino people in America, we're on the receiving end of the injustice and the violent acts committed against us. That's why we act out in emotional tactics, because all of our leaders have been killed in America. So we don't have any leaders. So the next thing you do, if you kill all our leaders, put drugs in our communities, what do you think we're going to do? You bag a dog in the corner, he's going to bite you. So we're acting out in this way because of the circumstances. But what circumstances did that white man have to go to a random black person's house and shoot up the house? Just their example. Rolled by, called him a nigga or nigger with the hard R, and opened fire. Watch this, read.
Verse 11, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth.
You see that? And this is what they think. Let's oppress the poor righteous man. Let's oppress the widow. Let's oppress the gray haired. And let's do it with the law. Let our strength be the law of justice, because they persecute you, and then guess what they call it, Iman? They call it justice. They say justice was served. They say we're going to leave it in the hands of the justice system. What hope do we have in front of a white judge? I'm going to tell y'all right now, don't go in front of that judge, because your chances is slim. If I go in front of that judge, it's going to be something that I don't mind sitting down for. like protecting my family. But I'm telling you, don't go sit in front of that judge for something stupid, because they're going to throw the book at you. You was guilty from the womb. This is what this wicked man say. Read it one more time.
Verse 11. Let our strength be the law of justice.
Read.
For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn.
See that? So they used the law. They said, this is justice. Right? This is justice. So now let's get some more, man. Let's all right, this was deeply disturbing. This was deeply disturbing. Oh man, this was deeply disturbing. Let's see which one I want to watch first though. Let's see. This is the one I want to watch. Now, beware, family. This is for sure going to trigger you. All right, let's watch this.
He should have killed both of them. He should have killed both them Pepperwoods.
This fucking chimp right here killed a white child and has gained millions of fucking supporters, all of them being murderers, of course. But I'm just gonna say, black supremacy is the most dangerous ideology in this fucking world. And the whole Carmelo Anthony and the whole Rick Chow thing just tells you, these people are fucking brain dead niggers. The thing they don't get is, when you be a nigger, you get consequences like jail time or being killed. Either one of those. Black people think they can get away.
Do y'all hear her? Yes. This is the self-hatred. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. Yes. She called us chimps. With the audacity to have a weave. No disrespect to the sisters with weaves. Yeah, no disrespect to the sisters that get weaves and get lashes done. No disrespect. But white people talk about us for doing those aesthetics, right? Talk about men for wearing their do-rags. Talk about us for having our our locks. Talk about us for having our braids. Talk about us for having our fitted hats. Talk about us, our women, for wearing their long nails. So it's no disrespect to our sisters that do, but to her, all disrespect, because the nerve of you to look like a typical black girl.
Literally. They call it
the nerve of you to have the long eyelashes that white people talk about us from having. The nerve of you to look and have a weave in your head. The nerve of you. She said black supremacy. Look, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. I'm going to tell y'all. Listen, the Most High got to destroy a lot of black people, man. Listen, we're going to read it. There's nothing new under the sun. Let me go back, because y'all might have not heard her. Pay attention to her.
He should have killed both of them. He should have killed both them Pepperwoods.
This fucking chimp right here killed a white child and has gained millions of fucking supporters, all of them being murderers, of course. But I'm just gonna say, black supremacy is the most dangerous ideology in this fucking world. And the whole Carmelo Anthony and the whole Rick Chow thing just tells you, these people are fucking brain dead niggers. The thing they don't get is, when you be a nigger, you get consequences like jail time or being killed. Either one of those. Black people think they can get away with every fucking thing and protest about it when they get the consequences. It does not fucking work that way anymore like it did in 2020 when y'all were being ass kissed by every fucking person on this planet. Nobody gives a fuck about you anymore. We want y'all gone. Including us black people. We want you fuckers gone. The Rick Chow thing, Asian people have every right to hate y'all. They've been hating y'all since the beginning of time, and I can honestly sympathize with them.
Do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear? Look, listen. I told y'all. I told y'all that I went to the right side of the internet.
Yeah.
And this, I'm telling you, this. Go to Deuteronomy 28. Yeah, my boy Imam said, how far right did you go? I went pretty far, my brother. Get Deuteronomy 28. She's saying it like she not a nigger.
Something wrong with her mentally. Something about it. That's crazy.
She's saying it like the white man wouldn't be like, okay, yeah, you nigger girl, but you too. White people love their oppressor. I mean, black people. I'm sorry. This is crazy. And not only us, Mexican people too. Mexican people too. I'm telling you, Latino people will slick their hair a certain way to look white. I'm telling you, to go against their brother. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? This is Deuteronomy 28 all day. Look at this. You got the nerve to be talking about somebody with that poor, what is that? Brother saying that's a lace front? It's terrible. You got the audacity to be talking about black people looking exactly like Shanae. No disrespect to no sister named Shanae. I'm just telling you from a white man perspective. And for her, the hypocrisy that she is doing.
Very much a hypocrite. Like, what?
You understand? This sister is a disgrace. Let's get that, man. We're gonna keep playing a little more.
Gone.
Deuteronomy 28. But this is all biblical. 54.
Gone. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. So that the
read verse 55. No, 56.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not have ventured to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for her delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
She gonna be evil toward the husband of her bosom, meaning she's gonna be evil to the men of her race. She's gonna be evil to the men of her race. Read.
And toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children, which she shall bear.
You see that? This is what we're talking about. Self-hate.
Because you people go and despise every person on this planet. Nobody gives a fuck about you anymore. We want y'all gone, including us black people. We want you fuckers gone. The Rick Child thing, Asian people have every right to hate y'all. They've been hating y'all since the beginning of time, and I can honestly sympathize with them. Because you people go into their stores and steal. You terrorize them. You've been beating their grandmothers up for the past years. What the happened to Asian Lives Matter? Everybody remembers it all died down because niggers were the ones committing the crimes against Asians. I'm just going to say one more thing. Niggers, you see every race is tired of you. You cannot keep boycotting every...
You're a nigger!
This is crazy.
Somebody said Antiochus during the time of the days of Antiochus, she would have been smitten. She would have been among those people that wanted to go make a covenant with the heathen round about us. Run to our enemies. Let's run to our enemies, and everybody else who does not run to our enemies is our enemy. Don't worry, we're gonna get it. You understand? It's self-hate. Look at this.
Thing that goes against your ass culture. You can't boycott every...
Let me go back.
Your ass culture thing that goes against is tired of you. Niggers, you see every race is tired of you. You cannot keep boycotting everything that goes against your ass culture.
Now, are eyelashes like she got a part of our culture? Yes. Is this lace front that she got, which is terrible, but is this a part of black culture? Yes. So it's our culture? Is this our culture? You look very much like our culture. She said your culture. It's not math and it's bad. It's terrible. I bet not ever hear you listen to rap music I bet not ever hear. Don't listen to. Matter of fact, our culture. But don't listen to classical. Don't listen to the blues. Don't listen to jazz. Don't listen to none of that. Rock. Because white people, they hate everything to do with our culture and still instill it from us. Right? Let's keep watching, man.
You can't boycott every fucking race. You can't boycott every fucking thing. You have to realize it's y'all. It's you niggers that keep fucking up your own image. It's not Asian people.
It's so funny that it's us that keep effing up our own image, but you look like the image. We F it up. You should take those eyelashes off. You should take that hair out and rock your natural hair. Right? You want to be a white woman. You should imitate them. Not because this is our culture right here. This is our culture. This is when I was looking at this, I'm like, the nerve of her. Like,
I didn't expect none of this to come out.
Yeah.
Man.
You see that? It's crazy.
The self-hatred
It's bad, ain't it?
terrible. Like, I've seen a couple of right-wing shades, but not like that. That is worse.
It's bad. Watch this.
Because you were attacking them. It's not white people because y'all are actively killing them.
Wait. Let's
Fucking
go
up
back.
your own image. It's not Asian people because you were attacking them. It's not white people because y'all are actively killing them.
Wait, we actively killing. That's what we're talking about. No, she's talking about that. She's talking about the Asian dude that shot a kid in the back. She said we're just attacking white people. But we just had a white man drive by a black family reunion and shoot up the house with women, children, and women, kids, and elderly people in the house. But we just attacking them, right? I wonder what people like this, what do they think when they see stories of like our babies being found wrapped up in school mats? Y'all remember that? Remember the young Israelite boy that got found, his body was wrapped up in a gym mat, and they said it was suicide, and his organs was missing?
I was just looking at that story.
Y'all remember that? Nobody did no investigation into the school or none of that. Just found him wrapped up in a gym mat and his organs was missing. See that? Let's keep watching.
Y'all are killing black people too, and y'all don't really give a fuck about that. Mexicans are tired of y'all. Ashley Gonzalez, beautiful mention right there.
This, and I'm gonna be honest, this is more self-hate among our people. Black and Latino people, we hate each other. Self-hate. The Bible talks about this in the book of Maccabees.
Women like her, we need more of her. I'm just gonna say that. You can't boycott everything because everybody's tired of y'all shit. It's time y'all change or we will do something about it. Plain and simple.
This young lady's video is going crazy.
Now look at this dude. Now y'all thought he probably was gonna stand up against the
Crazy viral, and it came out before this one.
A jury finds Karmelo Anthony guilty of murdering Austin Metcalf. This is the correct outcome. And I don't care what anybody says about you, whatever, okay, about race or whatever. Take race away from this situation, okay? This is not a freaking manslaughter case, and this is not a death penalty case. The facts are, this is a boy who took a knife to school, right, to a track meet, okay? Got upset that some other kid was being mean to him. Doesn't matter what he said, okay? And he stabbed him to death for that. This is the absolute correct outcome for this case. I know a lot of people want it more. A lot of people want it less. I'm sorry. This is not about race. This isn't black and white. This is about a kid stabbing another kid to death because he said some mean words.
Special partnership alert. We just now linked up.
Now, I wonder what he would say with the other case we did side by side with. Now, again, I'll tell my son all the time, look, don't fight. You know, if somebody come up to you, fight them. You ain't got to stab them, fight them. Most definitely, depending on the gravity of the situation. But if you at school, whatever, somebody come up to you, fight them. But at the same time, look at the hypocrisy, though. Look at the hypocrisy. Look at this dude. Let's watch another one. Look at this dude.
Only black people are at the point where they will feel sorry for the criminal and the murderer more than the actual person who's not with us anymore. The actual victim, they don't care about. Everyone feels sorry for this little monster. I never felt comfortable around you niggas. That's why I got the hell away from y'all. Y'all think this is a game, like, oh, you're just saying this for likes and clicks.
Somebody at school hurt him. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Somebody at school hurt him. He must have got bullied. You know, because not like that. Israelites, we are lively people. You got to be tough to be amongst us. Somebody hurt this dude feelings. Somebody, a girl, somebody took his chick. Somebody hurt this dude among his people. And now he's become an enemy to his people. Somebody hurt this dude. I could see it in his face. He looked like one of them soft type.
And the murderer more than the actual person who's not with us anymore. The actual victim, they don't care about. Everyone feels sorry for this little monster. I never felt comfortable around you niggas. That's why I got the hell away from y'all. Y'all think this is a game, like, oh, you're just saying this for likes and clicks. No, I'm not even near you niggas. My kids don't go to school with you niggas. This ain't for likes. This is for real. Like growing up, when my friends would come over, hey, my dad would check them at the door. Listen, man, you gotta take that do-rag off. This do-rag ain't allowed here. My dad didn't like do-rags. Because he watches the news. He sees who's doing the killing.
You see that? This is crazy. And what? That's a wild statement. This is our people, though. Get First Maccabees chapter 11, verse 15.
Jake can't get waves. It's crazy.
Jake can't get waves. Jake can't wear do-rags.
You said First Maccabees?
Yeah, give me that.
Oh, chapter.
Yeah, do-rags is for waves.
First Maccabees chapter.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11.
Gone. The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
You see that? Read.
Who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
See, that's why I don't go to school. My kids don't go to school with you niggas.
Wow.
I'm a go with the heathen. Forget my own. You know what? Hold that. Let's get the book of Exodus real quick. Let's get Exodus real quick. I gotta get this. Let's get Exodus chapter 2. Let me see. Chapter 2, verse. Let's read 11. Exodus chapter 2, verse 11.
Gone. The book of Exodus, chapter 2, verse 11. And it came to pass in those days, when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren and looked on their burdens. He seen all of the travail that they was going through, right? Read. And he spied an Egyptian smiting in Hebrew.
He seen a heathen smiting his brother, and they were in captivity. The same sense. Seen another nation smiting his brother. In our case, it'll be a Caucasian man. Seen a Caucasian man smiting his brother. Read.
Verse 12. And he looked this way and that way.
What did Moses do? Did he pray for him?
No.
Did he say, that nigger probably deserve it? What did Moses do? Because he loved his people. What did he do? Read.
And he looked this way and that way. And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian.
He killed that Egyptian. Because Moses wasn't going to stand for the other nations doing his people wrong. That's why I align myself with the spirit of Moses. Read.
He slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand.
So he killed somebody for his brother. Killed somebody for his brother. Killed another nation for his brother. Nah. I wonder if that dude with the I wonder if this dude, this soft, you can tell he's soft too.
Yeah.
I wonder if this dude read the Bible. Because I just asked him, what you think about the book of Exodus when Moses stood up for his brethren and killed somebody of the other nation? And mind you, that wasn't when Israel was all right either. Israel was in wickedness. So it wasn't like it was just righteous Israelites everywhere. It would be similar to if I go somewhere and I see an Edomite beating up on one of my brothers randomly. I'm going to go help him. That's my brother. That's the mindset Moses had. But now let's read. Let's see where he fits in this. Read verse 13.
Verse 13. And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strove together.
Now 2 of his own brothers are striving together. They fighting one another. Whether it's gang violence, whether it's a coon calling his own brother a nigger and saying that they should all go to die or whatever. 2 men of their own sorts. What did he do? Read.
And he said to him that did the wrong, Wherefore smitest thou thy fellow?
Why are you doing this to your brother? Why are you doing this to your people? We not, look, my people, we not all the way right. We not. We got to stop killing each other. We got to stop robbing each other. We got to stop perpetuating devious activities among our communities. I agree with all of that. But I love them though. And I want them to be saved. Just like Moses. And what did they say? Read.
Verse 14. And he said, Who made thee a prince and a judge over us? Intendest thou to kill me as thou killest the Egyptian?
That sounds like something this dude would say. Who made you a judge over me? No love for your brother. No love for your brother. Who made you a judge over me? Right? Let's watch a little more.
Take that do-rag off before you come over. And that's all, like, and you know, when I was a kid, I didn't understand. I'm like, why is dad like this? What's going on with dad, Mom? Why is he tripping? Why is he embarrassing me? My mom sat me down and told me a story. Listen, your dad's seen a lot of things. What do you mean, Mom? What happened? You know, I never told you this, and don't tell your father I told you, but when we were young, you know, we used to party at your dad's house, you know, when we were 16, and his brother had just come home from the military. His brother was older, you know, your father looked up to him. He was kind of the protector of the home. Everybody loved him. He was just a great guy. Just came home from the military. You know, and they threw a party for him. Celebrating, everybody celebrating downstairs. What happens? A knock on the door. My father's brother goes up the stairs, opens the door. What is it? A bunch of monsters. You know, do-rag wearing monsters. Yo, we want to come to the party. My father's brother tells him, no, you're not allowed. Nobody else is allowed. We're going to just keep having this party and you guys are going to leave. What do? Oh, yeah? Put a gun to his head, shoot him in the head. He falls down the stairs, dies in front of my dad. My dad is traumatized by y'all.
What?
From that moment, man, he just didn't want nothing to do with you. He stayed in Brooklyn a little longer, seen more things happen, and then he got to them books. Yo, I got to get out of here. I cannot raise a family here.
The curses. Some instances, the curses cause you to hate your own people. But the funny thing about it is, I'm confused. Now, I'm from LA. I'm from the hood. I feel like it's more to that story. Me personally. You telling me some random dudes just walked up to... Somebody invited them. It was a house party. It wasn't no, dad came over. It was a regular nigga house party. Unfortunate. You know, we don't ever want to see life taken in our communities. Unfortunate. But let's not act like it wasn't a nigga party. It was a nigga party. Let's be real. Y'all wasn't sitting down having tea. Here's my little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle. Here is my... That wasn't doing. It was a nigga party. It was a house party. Unfortunately, those things happen because of the curses. That's why it says that this situation, which is bringing all these emotions out of the people, is showing the curses plainly. Because both sides is the curses. Our enemies oppressing us and us oppressing each other. It's all the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28. You can find it in the Bible. All right?
It's not safe. It's a reason why people want to get away from y'all. You have an animalistic monster mentality. Nobody wants to be around.
See, but instead of finding out why our people, because our people do have that mentality. We do. We definitely do. Go to Deuteronomy 28 again. Go to Deuteronomy 28 again. Deuteronomy chapter 28, read verse 54.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead.
You see that? Yeah, the Bible tells us. Let me see. Isaiah 51 and 20. All of this is see, this brother don't understand that he's the chosen people of the Most High God, and that's why we deal with each other like that. Instead, he turned into hate and ran to his oppressor. Let's read that. Isaiah 51 and 20.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 51, verse 20.
Read.
Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets.
Read.
As a wild bull in a net.
Read.
They are full of the fury of the Lord, the rebuke of thy God.
The reason why we have that animalistic nature that he was talking about is because we are full of the fury of the Most High God. Look at that. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets. Who hang on the street corners? Jake. We do. Blacks, Latinos. We do. And when we hanging on those streets, are we peaceful? No. As a wild bull in a net. This is the people of God, because we're full of the fury of the Most High, the rebuke of our God. God is rebuking us. So what do we have to do? We have to teach our people and show them why we have an animalistic nature about us. We have to show them why we treat each other the way we do. It's not just because we're just inherently evil. It's because the Most High God is punishing us to wake us up. See, but what happens is brothers like this, they just turn that pain that they feel with their own brother into hatred. And then they run to Esau. Y'all understand? It's crazy. This is crazy.
Shoot first, ask questions later. That's how y'all move. Y'all don't even fight no more. Ain't no hands, one-on-ones. Y'all just go straight to killing. Obviously, it's not all black people. There's a lot of good black people out here. There's a lot of monsters as well. And it's not hard to tell who's who. And that is exactly why Austin Metcalf didn't want that boy around. And he was right.
I'm going to... What?
Wow, that was so... Wow.
That's why he didn't want that boy around? He was right?
Wow.
The projection and the hatred.
Comment on that right after this right here. Whoa! Special partnership alert. We just know
we don't have a race problem in this country.
You go through the link below and get 10% off. I'll see you on the other side.
We don't have a race problem in this country. We have a problem race. And this has nothing to do with skin color. This has something to do with the behavior that is coming from a certain group of people, black people, that is not okay. Let me be the one to break it to you. They're calling you the N-word and they're treating you like the N-word because you're acting like the N-word, okay? This is how you're acting, and even your own ancestor will be repulsed by your behavior. The disgusting behavior that is coming from you guys is absolutely repulsive, and I am so tired of seeing you guys come across.
I'm more offended when my own talk shit like this. Like, look, Edomite, exactly.
It's a difference.
Hates our people, man. She'll be the type of female that marry a white man and then come up missing.
Nah, for real.
Y'all heard about the black woman that got killed by the white man?
Gone.
Well, she was found dead. She was found hung. Nah, let me see. Y'all heard about that? She had a white boyfriend.
I heard one where she went missing at the beach. That one.
Let me see. Here she is right here.
And now the details on the investigation into the death of Ashley Robinson. Her family is demanding answers after the influencer from South Jersey was found dead during a trip to Africa where she had just been engaged. Action News reporter Cheyenne Corinne joining us live in the Satellite Center with more on this heartbreaking story. Cheyenne.
Alicia, well, Ashley Robinson, she actually was raised locally in South Jersey, and now her death in Zanzibar is making headlines across the world. Well, today we spoke to her family in Delaware who say they aren't getting answers from her fiance or officials in Tanzania.
Let me see if I can go. It's kind of low, I think.
About what happened to her.
Uncertainty, mystery, anger, sadness.
So she goes to Africa with her white husband and she comes up dead, hung herself, might I add. So I wonder if you black people are covering stories like this. Go ahead and go with your oppressor if you want to.
Like a part of me.
Let's find another one that's a little louder.
Now, the family of a social media influencer that is based in Miami is demanding answers.
She died while on vacation in Tanzania, but her family isn't totally behind those details. Syra Onward joining us in the studio with the latest.
Alexis, Eric, authorities say Ashley Robinson died by suicide, but those who know her believe there's more to this story. A family demanding answers after their daughter was found dead in Zanzibar from an apparent suicide.
Uncertainty, mystery, anger, sadness. It's like a part of me has been taken away.
31-year-old Ashley Robinson, a social media influencer known as Ashley Janae online, was vacationing in Zanzibar with her fiance, Joseph McCann. Her last post on Instagram on April 5th shows a photo of her celebrating her birthday and engagement with the caption, quote, "Chapter 31, and I'm exactly where I need to be." But days later, on April 8th, hotel guests alerted hotel staff about the couple fighting in what was described as a romantic conflict.
So they
hotel
was
staff
fighting.
separated.
Wait, so they're fighting. Mind you, this Edomite is not on the what's the word I'm looking for? He's not I don't believe they're considering him being a suspect in a murder. And I think Sister Angel pointed it out. This particular sister used to talk bad about black men. She was one of those token black women that run to our oppressor. Run to our oppressor, talk bad about our black men, and then you come up dead. Just like it was another woman like that. She got this big, brawly white dude that she with. Turned out the white dude be beating her behind closed doors. You heard about that? It was another sister too. Got a white man, talk bad about black men and all that. Show their relationship all off on social media. But it turns out he was whooping her ass behind closed doors. But yet we demonize each other. But I wonder if any of these black Uncle Tom's gonna cover these stories.
Separated the two to different rooms. A few hours later, she was found on April 8th. Hotel guests alerted hotel staff about the couple fighting in what was described as a romantic conflict. Hotel staff separated the two to different rooms. A few hours later, she was found unresponsive.
It was so bad.
According to
their fighting was so bad that the hotel staff had to give them different rooms.
That's crazy. Wow.
See, this your white man that you love, sisters. Brothers too. Yeah. It's who you love, right? This is who you love, right? Now your life is gone. But I wonder how many of these coons gonna cover this story.
Reports she tried to hang herself on a door using a clothing belt. She was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. Her cause of death, quote, strangulation and suffocation, end quote. But the family says this doesn't add up.
She's never done anything that would ever lead me to believe that she would do something to harm herself.
Police in Tanzania say they are questioning McCann and have confiscated his passport.
Mr. Joseph, we have him with us for further investigations. This is what I am saying. The detective team is continuing to interview him for the sake of wanting to know what really happened there.
Well, Robinson's family says they have not received any new updates from police, but they are considering traveling to Zanzibar to seek answers. They specifically want to see surveillance footage. Police continue to ask for patience as the investigation continues.
And I think it was surveillance footage that showed him chasing her down the hall. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see the video footage of him chasing her down the hall? It was video footage I seen of them chasing him chasing her down the hall. Right? But this is what we got to deal with. Meanwhile, we have people trying to rewrite history. We have people trying to tell us that nothing is wrong with us in America, that there's no racial injustices. The system has been getting over on us since we got here. Since we got here, the system has been getting over on us. No, we do not trust the law. No, we do not trust the state. Why? Let's go over here to ChatGPT real quick. So I did some research. And the same thing that happened to Karmelo Anthony is no different than what's been happening to us. Right? Y'all know about the Scottsboro boys? All right? This has been happening to us. The justice system has never been kind to us. That's why we read that scripture in Psalms where it says, "Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, that frameth mischief by a law?" Y'all ever heard about the Scottsboro boys? Put sevens in the chat if you heard about this. All right. This is why we don't trust. Put sevens in the chat if y'all heard about this. If you haven't heard about this, put threes in the chat. Put threes in the chat if you haven't heard about the Scottsboro boys. Right? 9 black teenagers were arrested in Alabama accused of raping 2 white women on a train. Despite weak and conflicting evidence, y'all could do your own homework on this. They were convicted. Several of them received death sentences by an all-white jury. All white jurors. All these boys right here were convicted, sentenced to death by an all-white jury in 1931. This has been happening to us since we've been. You think now all of a sudden the courts is still lynching us? Haywood Patterson, right? He was one of the Scottsboro boys. Okay. Let's go down though. Let's look at Isaac Woodard, I believe. All right. This is in the 1940s. He was a veteran, given honorable discharge, right? He was arrested after an argument with a bus driver. He was severely beaten by the police and permanently blinded. This is why we mad, because this has been going on since the 1930s. We gotta add some context. We gotta add some context to this. We just not mad because we chimping out. We're mad because this has been the status quo since we got to the Americas. The officer beat this man till he was blind, and he was acquitted by an all-white jury. Do we still see this today? We see this today. 1940. Grooveland 4 case. 4 black men were accused of raping a white woman. Right? One defendant was killed by law enforcement before trial. We've been going through this. Look at this. Jim Crow courts throughout the 1940s. All white jurors. What happened to Karmelo Anthony? Didn't he have an all white jury? Oh, but it was an Asian on there and an Indian. All white jury.
That's crazy.
All white jury. This is why we mad. We not mad for no reason. Oh, the black people chipping out. They're mad. Justice was served and you're mad. No, we're mad because it ain't been justice served since we got here, and our people don't have any leaders because they killed all our. Let's put the context to it. We're mad because it's been happening to us since we got here, and they've killed all of our leaders. And now we don't have any direction. So the next thing that we have is just to go crazy outside of courtrooms. Look at this. Let's go here. E.D. Johnson, 1906 in Tennessee. Convicted of rape. Now, this is the picture where I'm going to show you. If y'all ever seen the picture of, let me see if I can find the picture. Like we just chimping out. Oh, here it is right here. Y'all see this picture? I believe it's this one. Let me see. Is it this one or it was outside the courthouse? Yeah, it was this one. Y'all see this picture? It was outside the courthouse. But it's another famous one though. Let's see. This one. Y'all ever seen this famous picture right here? Y'all ever seen this famous picture with these white devils and that's a man hanging right there? Y'all seen that picture before? This is outside a courthouse, might I add. This is outside a courthouse. So this is this guy right here, E.D. Johnson. He was convicted of rape of a white woman. It's nowhere to be found. His case reached the U.S. Supreme Court. Before the court could fully review the case, the mob lynched him. Understand?
We're monsters. Like that's crazy.
Y'all see that? But we're monsters. Look at this one. Y'all heard about this one? George Stinney Jr., 1944. 14-year-old black boy. 14-year-old black boy convicted of murder. Executed after a very short trial. All white jurors. All white jurors. Look at this. Young boy. African American teenager wrongfully convicted and executed at the age of 14 for the 1944 murders of 2 white girls. This is where that movie The Green Mile. The Green Mile. The movie The Green Mile was based off of this. Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Hey, put 7s in the chat if y'all seen The Green Mile. Yeah, I'm gonna get to the Central Park 5 too. Right? Convicted and executed at 14. He's the youngest ever to be put to death. 14 years old, electric chair. See that? This is why we get upset. Let me see. This is why we get upset. All right? So this is E.D. Johnson. We talked about that. Look at this. Jesse Washington, 1916. Washington was seized by a mob shortly after the court proceedings. He was tortured, publicly killed, became one of the most famous lynchings in America. We could just keep going. We could keep going. All of this was outside of courtrooms. And we always was convicted of raping a white woman in these times. So then, when you go to the Central Park 5, that brings me to this video. They trying to rewrite history. Let me see. They trying to rewrite history. They've been doing this since we've been in America. This is why we angry. This is why we angry. And they try to suppress this history. This is why these devils got to die, and we can't give these devils salvation.
Come on.
Nah, we're not giving them salvation. Are you crazy? They got to pay. And now what they're trying to do is make it seem like everything ain't what it seems. Black people are exaggerating. You are free now. We're equal now. All this civil rights stuff is a bunch of hogwash. Look at what this devil says about the Central Park 5.
And of course, the propaganda.
Propaganda. They say that what our experience in our captivity is all propaganda now. They'll tell you that wasn't you, but we see modern lynching still to this day. We see it all played out the same way they steamrolled Karmelo Anthony. They might have not lynched him. See, because the only difference with Karmelo Anthony's case is he would have been lynched. That's the only difference with his case and everybody else's case that happened before us in the Jim Crow era, so on and so forth. He was judged by an all-white jury. He was demonized in the media. The only difference is they didn't lynch him. And how many of our brothers have been through the court systems and wrongfully convicted, like the Central Park 5? And then you got white boys like this and black people that are trying to make us forget and put our plight down as propaganda. This is why these devils are not going to get no salvation in the way that Jake be trying to get him salvation.
And of course, the propaganda concerns every aspect of our history. It's all encompassing. I mean, some of the most flagrant civil rights mythology involves, moving on to another case, the Central Park 5, who were supposedly railroaded.
Civil rights. You see how they attack civil rights? But wait, we wouldn't have needed civil rights if we didn't have stories like the brother that got hung outside of courthouses. Story like the brothers that got killed because they said they raped a white woman on the train. We wouldn't have civil rights. So civil rights propaganda now? Propaganda means to build something off of a lie. So are you saying that America has always been clean and the judicial system has always done black people right and Latino people right? Is that what you're saying?
And falsely accused of brutally beating and raping a white woman in 1989. Netflix recently released a drama about the incident called When They See Us. And in that drama, here's what one of the black suspects looks like. And so he's smiling and he's extremely tiny. your first thought is that, there's no way he could assault an adult woman. He looks so small and innocent. And indeed, the whole series is about how the racist white police and prosecutors decided to frame this kid and his friends for a crime they didn't commit. Never mind the fact that in real life, many of the detectives involved in the case were black. This, by the way, is what the innocent black boy actually looked like in real life. Here he is.
Now he's going to demonize him because how he look. He's a monster. But what about all the white serial killers? Are you talking about that? Jeffrey Dahmer and all these white dudes that's serial killers. You talking about them? Why do they make us feel like demonize us in this way? But yet, all of the serial. Let's do something real quick. Let's go to ChatGPT. Oh, let's see. Let's type in fast. Look at this. All these people are white. Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy. All of these guys are white. But we're the monsters.
And after that roster, they be eating kids. Like John Wayne Gacy.
All of these dudes is white. So okay, if black people, we got a perpetuality to be monsters and thugs on average. You got a propensity to be a sick serial killer. Something's wrong with your degenerate seed line. Something's wrong with your degenerate seed line. But they paint us to be monsters. Look at them. Put up a picture of the brother.
So there's a slight disparity there. They're not even hiding the propaganda. It's as flagrant as it could possibly be, but they don't care. Watch.
There is not one shred of evidence.
Imagine the frenzy of these teenagers ripping off her
They
clothes.
are innocent of these crimes.
They are guilty.
They do us like this. What other way they ever do us?
I've been having these dreams. I keep hearing these footsteps. And they coming closer and closer. That's me. Coming to bring you home.
They said if I went along with it, that I could go home. And that's all I wanted.
The police will do anything. Lie on us, they will lock us up, they will kill us.
This portrayal of the prosecutor was so bad that the prosecutor sued Netflix and won a settlement. It was just totally over the top and false. The story they're pushing, which is a story you'll find everywhere from textbooks to movies, is that the detectives grilled these 5 teenagers, 4 black and 1 Hispanic, who were between 14 and 16 years old, for hours on end. They told them to confess, and they planted all kinds of information in their heads. In the end, the teenagers broke. They implicated themselves in writing and on video, all because the racist police officers played a dirty trick on them. All 5 of them implicated themselves, several of them in the presence of their parents, all because the police pressured them to confess. Now, one of the first things you need to do when you're evaluating this narrative is to watch the interrogation footage. It's available online, and here's one of the alleged attackers.
What they're trying to do, what Esau and some of our own people are trying to do, is erase our plight from history. They're trying to erase our plight from history and tell you that this never happened and justice was not that bad. Some will even go as far to say we liked being in slavery. And we cannot let them do that. They're trying to rewrite history to tell you that it wasn't that bad. These people have been set up to demonize those that are holding on to the travesty of what happened to our people. And they have set up black people and white people alike to push a narrative that it wasn't that bad. The civil rights movement was propaganda. All of this is fake news. They're literally erasing your history right before your eyes. Telling you it's okay for white people to say nigga now. Y'all been saying that? Yeah. They've been saying that. Some black people, I don't care if white people say nigga. I think Blueface just recently said, as long as you don't use the hard ER, I ain't tripping if you say nigga. It's just a word. They're trying to erase their effed up history. Look at this.
A 14-year-old named Raymond Santana, and pay attention to his demeanor. Okay, listen to how he answers the questions and adds details that weren't asked for. And judge for yourself if you think he's telling the truth.
Why don't you tell me what happened on the night of April 19th in Memphis?
Well, it was going to be a bunch of us to rob bicyclists and joggers.
First of all, where's his parents at? Where's his lawyer at? This is a child. Was a child.
What were the others doing while Kevin was struggling with her with the wrists?
Anton was going for her clothes, and Lopez was pulling her arms.
What was Anton doing to her clothes?
Trying to pull them off.
What was she wearing? Were you getting closer?
Yeah.
You walked toward them?
Mm-hmm.
What did you see Anton doing to her?
Just pulling them off. And Kevin was pulling out his pants. Lopez is smacking the lady in the face.
Was she screaming?
She was just hollering like, help, help.
And
smacking.
You said that Kevin knocked her to the ground? He tripped her?
Yeah.
What happened to her when she was on the ground?
Lopez came and he was holding her by her arms. He pinched her arms with his knees. And then he covered her mouth with his hand. And then like, she was still speaking, so he started smacking her.
What did he smack her with?
His hand.
Where did he smack her?
In the face. Smacked her in the face.
Where was he in relation to her body? She was lying on the ground.
Like this.
And he was behind her head?
Yeah.
And he was holding her hands? You said that he was kneeling on her arms?
Yeah, on her arms.
And what was he doing with his hands?
He was covering her mouth. Every time she was talking, he was smacking. He said, shut up, bitch. He kept smacking her.
How many times did he smack her?
I think twice, 3 times.
And did she keep screaming?
Mm-hmm. And he just kept smacking.
Did somebody stuff something in her mouth?
No, he picked up the brick and he hit her with the brick twice.
Where did he hit her with the brick?
Around her face, like around here or somewhere up here.
After he hit her in the head with the brick, did she stop screaming?
Yeah, because she was like shocked.
When you say she was shocked, what did you see?
She just stood there. She didn't do nothing.
Did she stop moving?
Mm-hmm. She just stood there.
What was Kevin doing while Steve Lopez was holding her hands and hitting her with the brick?
He was having sex with her.
What did you see him doing? Was he on top of her?
Mm-hmm.
You have to answer out loud and say yes or no.
Yes.
And did you see whether his pants were on?
Yeah.
Did he take them all the way off or just take them down or just open his down? How far down did he pull them?
About a little past his knees.
And did he say anything while he was on top of her?
No, he was just having sex with her.
When this woman was first grabbed, you said you first saw her, Kevin Richardson was holding her wrists. Was he saying anything to her?
He was just trying to pull her. I ain't hear him saying nothing. I just seen him struggling.
When she got knocked down, and you said that Steve Lopez hit her in the head with the brick, was she bleeding?
I think so, yeah.
Was she bleeding a lot?
No.
No?
Now, the video goes on for a long time. His demeanor doesn't change. He tells a consistent story that he participated in the attack, but his conscience eventually led him to leave the scene as the sexual assault began. Provides a lot of details. Many of them are unprompted. Kind of details that he only know if he was involved in the attack. Anyone
You see this devil? You see this devil? Don't trip.
looking at this video would have every reason to believe he's telling the truth. And on top of this confession, the police had physical evidence. At trial, the jury heard that, quote, hair consistent with the female jogger's hair was found on the clothing of Richardson and co-defendant Stephen Lopez. Bloodstains were found on Santana's right sneaker, Salam's jacket, and on co-defendant Lopez's underwear. and semen stains were found on the underwear of McCrae and Richardson and on Santana's sweatshirt.
But did you find any of the semen inside of her? Wait, let's use common sense, my cracker friend. Did they find any semen inside of her? Because if there's semen on him, on his person, shouldn't there be semen inside of her? Oh, okay, so that would suggest to me if there was no semen found in her, then it must have been planted on them. Evidence tampering, right? Because if that was true, now, fun fact. Let's see, where is that at? Let's go back up. Fun fact. This case was actually solved. Let me see. Here it is right here. This guy right here. In 1989, they were convicted in connection, this is in Central Park 5, with the assault and rape of a jogger in New York City in Central Park. Years later, a convicted serial rapist, how you say that? Mateus Reyes, confessed to committing the attack alone. My dear white friend, did you know that a Caucasian man confessed, or another man, a serial rapist, confessed to doing the murder and the raping himself? My white friend, did you put that for your racist audience to talk about? Or did you just skip over that?
Right, that was included in the movie as well. Since it's talking about the Netflix series, When They See Us, that was also included.
That was included. That somebody confessed to the whole murder, and that's why they got off.
So what is he talking about?
So what are you talking about?
Oh, this dude, the devil, man.
This is devil.
This devil, man. Deceiver.
This is devil. And look at this. Look at this. They don't call you racist because they believe you're a racist. They call you racist to justify killing you. What?
Oh, man.
Lie after lie after lie. It never ends with these people. What? Somebody confessed to it years later.
So how are they?
These are what these people, fatigue lies run deep. All of these evil, and you got brothers that want to save these people. You got brothers that want to give these people salvation.
Gentile salvation. Crazy. Wow.
See this? They were let go based on the technicality and based on the word of a serial rapist. Yeah, years later, when these dudes are grown adults, a serial rapist probably about to die on his deathbed or whatever, comes out and says, yeah, actually, and I want to be honest, does that happen? Do people do that, have a moral compass when they do a crime and somebody else is blamed for it and they say, I feel bad? That, you know what? That was me the whole time. A serial rapist, not just a random man, a serial rapist. Listen, man. This is why Esau got to get judged. Go to Deuteronomy 30. These racial injustices has been happening to us. Let's read verse 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath driven
See, that's what we got to do. We got to call to mind the blessings and the curses. We got to call in mind the blessing and the curses that the Lord has set before us among all the nations. This is what we got to do. We got to call to mind the blessing and the curses that the Most High God has set before us in front of all the nations, among all the nations. Read verse 2.
Verse 2, and shall return unto the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day.
Unfortunately, black people, Latino people, Native American people, our plight and our plight under the hands of the so-called Caucasian man is not going to stop in the rest of the heathen nations until we come back to our Heavenly Father. We have to return to our God. This is why this is happening to us among the heathen. This is why we're getting killed among the heathen. This is why we're getting falsely imprisoned among the heathen. It's because we need to go back to our Heavenly Father with all our heart and with all our soul. Read verse 3.
Verse 3, that then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath scattered thee.
The Lord is going to gather us from all the nations once we turn from our wicked ways. Read verse 4.
If any of thine be driven out unto the outer Salakia. If any of thine be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy God gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee.
You see that? The Most High has to gather us from among these heathen. That's what he got to do. He got to gather us. Let's go to Psalms chapter 106 and 47.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 106, verse 47.
And nobody's going to be able to save us. This is why our people are, distraught, because they don't have anybody to represent them. We don't have any world leaders. All of our leaders have been killed in the hands of our enemies. And that's rightfully so, because the Most High is the only one that can save us. We have to come back to the commandments. Protesting not going to do it, y'all. Killing Edomites ain't going to do it. Killing the Edomite ain't going to do it. Protesting ain't going to do it. What's going to do it is us coming together under the commandments of the Most High. We need a law. We need structure. We need order, because the truth is we lack order. We lack structure. We need structure. We need order. We need to bring ourselves back into the bond of the covenant. We need to get rid of drill music. We need to get rid of evil rap music. We need to get rid of promiscuity of our women. We need to come back to the commandments of God and become a holy nation. The Bible is the only answer for us. The moral standard that the Bible has set is the only answer for us. Read verse 47 one more time from the top.
Save us, O Lord our God, and gather us from among the heathen.
Lord, save us and gather us from among the heathen. Save us for the mischief that they have framed using their law. Read.
To give thanks unto thy holy name, and to triumph in thy praise.
Lord, save us and gather us from among these heathen. We got to go back to the Most High, because all these curses have come and overtaken us. Let's get Psalm chapter, Isaiah 54. Is Isaiah 54? And read verse 7.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 7.
Read.
For a small moment have I forsaken thee.
And don't worry, the Lord said, for a small moment have I forsaken thee. Read.
But with great mercies will I gather thee.
But the Most High is going to gather us. We're not going to be here for that much longer. The Most High is going to gather us from among this evil, wretched place that we're in. This place that it makes us perceive that we have freedoms. But in reality, we really don't. We get mistreated. Having money doesn't mean that we're free. Having money doesn't mean that we're not downtrodden. Read verse 8.
In a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment, but with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee.
See, the Most High hid his face for a moment, but he's going to have kindness and mercy upon us. Read.
Saith the Lord thy Redeemer.
Says the Lord our Redeemer. Says the Lord our Redeemer. So we got to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. That's all I got for y'all tonight. We're going to end it right there. I hope class was edifying to everybody. I hope everybody's having a beautiful Sabbath. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please. They shadow banning us, y'all. So, like the video, share it. It helps us with the algorithm. You know what I mean? That's the least we ask you guys, just to help us with. Just like the video, share it, and help us, because they are shadow banning our information. If you want to get in contact with us, please email us at believersoftheway144k@gmail.com. You can email us and we'll get in contact with you. I got some people that I got to get back to that have emailed us, so I'm going to get back to you guys. If the Most High puts it on your heart to give any type of alms donation, our Zelle is right here, believersoftheway144k@gmail.com. And with that, I'm going to say all praises. Let's get this kingdom. Lord, forgive us of our sins and the sins of our forefathers, and help us to be able to get our people out of the plight that we're in. Happy Sabbath. Y'all stay strong. Shalom, family. All praises.